everyone, welcome to my first video here at Wild Moon Vintage. This channel is going to be dedicated to thrifting finds and unboxing bags of mixed jewelry like this that I find at the thrift store. So settle in and enjoy, and let's see what we got. This is my first lot that I got. I got these over the weekend at a Goodwill in Sequim, Washington. And they had a bunch more, but these were the ones that I picked out, and I'll let you in on a little secret of how I choose these because it can be overwhelming and you do often end up with a bunch of junk. So here's what I go for. Usually I will pick the bag up and thoroughly check it out. Now I'm not looking right off the bat for gold necessarily, but what I am looking for is anything to make it worth the price. Now these were $9.99 a piece, so not bad, but it's really important to make sure that something is in here that's going to be worth whatever the price is, especially when you wind up with places that charge about $14.99, $19.99, even $29.99. You want to make sure that you're getting something in here that's worth your time. So I will go over the bag very carefully and make sure that there's at least a few pieces in here that seem to be pieces that are either real stone, real shell, or abalone. Any gold pieces that I might see offhand, which is pretty rare. And I also like to look for little odds and ends sort of at the edge of the bag. So little bits of like single earrings, loose stones, things like that, because that can be really entertaining to go through. And I often find that bags and jars that have all of the little bits and bobs on the end of them or down at the bottom often have some good pieces in them. So each of these had something that caught my eye. Let's go ahead and start with this one for video number one. Alright, so this one, we're just going to go ahead and show you why I got this one. And the reason I decided to take this one was this one here. This necklace here is made out of mother of pearl beads. And if you come around here, you can see that there are little jade beads and little coral beads. So that one piece could potentially cover the cost of the bag right there. So that was well worth it. A few of the other pieces in here are definitely just costume, but I did also notice this sea urchin jewelry there. So there might be multiple pieces of that because I can only see a little here. I also noticed this clay pendant. I think that's on the same piece. Carved bone right there. So that again is another piece definitely worth looking at. And then when I was looking at this at home, the bag must have reshuffled because I did not see this one, and that is kyanite and labradorite, two of my favorite semi-precious gemstones. So I can't wait to see this one and see how much of that necklace or piece of jewelry is actually still in there. So let's dig in. Alright, so this should be enough to sort of get me started. Of course, finding the end of where all this stops being tangled is a trick sometimes. Alright, so I did get to that kyanite piece, so let's see what it is. Looks like it is a handmade piece. You've got the little kyanite sticks there, and then in between you've got some labradorite beads there. Possibly some sterling silver pieces, although I'm not 100% sure on that. Then you've got, whoa, let's see if I can get that focused. You've got some little heart linked chain in between. That's cute. This larger piece here could be aquamarine. It's kind of difficult to tell. And I'm not sure about the more opaque stone there. That could be something like angelite. And then this, the little orange pieces, the peach coloration, I believe is moonstone. So that is definitely worth it. Oh, and then these could be turquoise. With turquoise, oftentimes it's a little hard to tell if it is genuine or if it has been stabilized. My guess is this has at minimum been stabilized, but they are really beautiful colors in any case. So that is definitely a good way to start off a bag. Let's move this down so you can actually see some of the finds as we go. I'm going to set that up there at the top. Okay, so then we've got a little inexpensive rosary there. This is a costume jewelry piece, so you've got the earring and cuff piece, so this would go like this on the ear. Very interesting. I don't think it's missing any stones, so it could be actually wearable. This is a vintage costume jewelry bracelet. Probably nothing special. I don't see any markings at all, but it seems to be wearable, so that could go into my yard sale pile of jewelry. Single earring, tie clip. This one has a C on it. Oftentimes with the tie clips I find that they're made by Swank, but I don't see any markings on this one, and it does look to be a possible modern piece, but again, no markings on there. Now this was another piece that I had seen on there, but I could tell that it wasn't genuine freshwater pearls. These are faux. However, despite the pearls being fake, I think that these beads here, yeah, are real. So this is more coral and possibly jade or glass. It depends on if I can see some speckles that might indicate that it is a stone instead of glass. But in any case, that's coral. And then these are more faux pearls. And again, this one is wearable, so it just depends on if I want to try reselling this or if I think that it's worth it to piecemeal some of these for parts, because that's another thing that I get these for, is for making my own jewelry. This is an interesting one. This looks like a bunch of dyed shell. Very tangled apparently. There we go. So this is a 2-strand necklace with a yellow mother of pearl. Actually pretty nice beads for shell. It is definitely an inexpensive piece of costume jewelry, but this could be a piece that's worth turning into something else. Yellow's not a color that I have a lot of in my beads, so that could be a good way to have quite a bit of that shell. This is another inexpensive costume piece, it looks like. You can often tell by the clasp. This one's not super cheap, but you can compare it to this one over here, and you can just tell by how the clasp is shaped. See how it's very flat? Just one indication that I can usually tell if something is not of a very high quality. This one is pretty heavy though in the pendant, which is interesting. But I don't see any markings. It is kind of cute though. That could be an interesting one for a yard sale. And then let's take a look at this piece here. So I thought that was interesting. It is a clay pendant, and that is a cameo on front, which is an interesting design. I have quite a bit of these and I've never seen them in the cameo style before. And then you've got the carved bone beads here and 2 sea urchin spine beads, some more carved bone, and some more clay beads. So actually quite a nice little piece here. Definitely worth adding to the pile. And most likely I will be repurposing this for beads. I like all of the pieces individually. Stylistically, it's not my favorite though, but you never know. I might try to sell it online, but we'll see. Then there is this, whoa, big pendant. Was not expecting all of those things to be encrusted on the front. This is another costume piece. You can sort of tell by all of the pieces that have been glued onto the front
This one especially, I think, was molded into the piece. Yeah, that's all one piece. And just from looking at the front, it doesn't look sterling to me. And I don't see any markings, so that's probably going to go in the costume pile for either redonation or reselling. This is a fun little costume piece. I like the larger ones of these that actually wrap around your wrist multiple times. This one does have a little bit of an adjustability here at the back. Might not be in complete working order though. It does look like someone wore this quite a lot. But it is just inexpensive beads here. I don't think, well actually, those could be an inexpensive crystal. Those might actually be faceted glass in some way. So could be worth taking apart for pieces. This is actually a nice little earring. It's definitely still costume jewelry. These are faux turquoise, so probably just plastic to be honest. No markings to indicate who designed it. A pin, I find a lot of these. This one looks to be in need of repair. It's a little pair of charms. It looks like they used to be clip-on earrings. So either repairable or just pieces, parts at this point. A little vintage pin. This one actually looks like it's fairly old. Yeah, 1924 Portland Community. Huh, okay. Well, that's an interesting little piece. That could have potentially some resale value, or at least to put in a yard sale pile. So that's kind of a nice, interesting little historic piece. Oops. This one here is a cute little one for resale. I'm not sure who designed it. I don't see any markings offhand without taking this off of the felt. And it's on one of those interesting pads. I've never seen one like this. So it'll take some finagling to get it off there, but you can see it's got some rhinestones on there. So could do well at resale. Another little costume earring. This one's fun. If I can find a matching one, I might keep that for myself. This looks old. Look at that. So it's got a maple leaf and like an axe and a hammer, it looks like. Wow, I'm not really sure what that's from, but that's very interesting looking. And another older piece. This one here is another old, like watch charm possibly. It does look like it's got a little bit of markings here on the jump ring. None on the back that I can see. And someone did have some of these priced out. So I wonder if this used to be in someone's little online store or antique store of some kind. But that's another interesting older piece. And here's another one. Look at that. So this one is RAOC Association. And a little crescent shaped piece on the back. This one might be like a button holder or a button place. Not quite sure of the technical term of this, but that's another interesting little piece to add to the older pile. Ooh, okay, I like these. I did not see any of these, by the way, in my initial look of the bag, so all of these are a surprise. But look at these cufflinks. They're little lions, roaring lions. They are really neatly designed. They've got a lot of nice detail on them. The initial layer of gold is definitely wearing off on some places, but that's neat. I like those. And then you've got one smaller piece here. That is neat. I like those. All right, and it looks like we've got another piece here. Freedom's Guardian. That's a double pin on the back. Got an earring here. This could potentially be something good. When you see something that has multicolors like this and an earring that actually clasps, nicely. It could very well be something. I don't offhand see any markings other than this LS or L5. I'm not sure if that is going to come across there. You see the little indent on there? But I don't see anything else, and that is not coming off undone very easily. So I'll just put that aside and take a look at it with my eyeglass here in a bit. Oh goodness, anyone else remember these little Italian charm bracelets? They're marked stainless steel on the back. And we've got a 3-piece monkey. I've never seen that before. So some cute little charms here. These definitely used to go for at least $3 a charm. More if they were like encased with like crystals or sterling pieces on top, but their popularity, I don't even know when they were popular anymore. It was at least 12, 13, 14 years ago. Yeah, but cute little piece. This one is interesting. Little few gold links of a necklace or bracelet, definitely broken. My guess is that it is not gold based on this here. You can see that some of the gold is wearing off and you can see silver underneath. An old bobby pin. Well, this is interesting. A little gold mining or turquoise mining pin. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen one like that. Does seem to be possibly vintage. We've got another single earring in a very large and lightweight leaf here. We've got another pin. Anyone know what the blue ribbons stand for? We've got a little gold ring here. I believe this is not one that you wear on your hands, but one that you use in jewelry, so it probably would have hung on a necklace or been used as a link in a necklace. And this is a screwdriver. A mini screwdriver charm. That's very interesting. That's rather detailed too. And here we go. We've got an actual matching pair of earrings here. Someone was nice enough to link them together so that they wouldn't get lost. They don't appear to be of the highest quality. They do have some of the gold finish wearing off, but they are a matching pair, so someone might like them at a yard sale. We've got this costume jewelry of turquoise coloration. This is definitely faux turquoise and glass beads, and then these larger ovals are dyed wood. We've got this necklace here, a little bit tangled with some other pieces. The chain, whoops. The chain doesn't appear to be real gold or anything. Let's see about the pendant. I don't see any markings offhand. The little stone on it, or the little cabochon, I think is wood. Like a polished wood cabochon. Nicely made in any case. We've got another single earring. Another single earring. This one's just made out of seed beads. A little pair of costume earrings. Little kid's barrette. Another single earring. This one's actually made by Coro, so this could actually have some resale value. We'll set that aside. A stretch bracelet with some dyed howlite skull beads. Loose bead of some kind. This one in here seems to have a couple of single earrings. We'll set those aside to look at later. Some of them could be silver. This little skull one here with the red eyes could be silver. Little costume bracelet stretch. And this one is definitely a costume piece, and it is seen better days. All of the elastic is coming undone. This one's cute, a little stretch bracelet again with a little owl charm on it. That's kind of cute. Looks like we've got another single earring in here. That one could potentially be good for a yard sale. And then this looks like another matching owl bracelet for that one that was in sort of a rose gold. Cute. Both of them seem to be wearable, in good shape. And then this one seems to be still tangled up with some things. But this pendant is sort of catching my eye. It potentially could be silver, or at least silver plated, based on the tarnish, and then someone had placed a little swirl design on it. That pendant could be handmade. The clasp does have a little 925 tag on it, so that is pretty nice. We'll go ahead and place that into our keeps pile. And this one also says 925 on it. Definitely needs to be cleaned up. This pendant is a bit on the grimy side, but that is probably sterling with possibly onyx and marcasite stones. I think it's missing a couple down here and up here, so it is possibly needing repair. I think I might have marcasite stones lying around though. So this is probably a sterling clasp. Maybe sterling beads, and if it's sterling beads and a sterling pendant, my guess is these are genuine stone and they are cold to the touch. So they could be jasper is my guess because of the satin finish that they have. So that's a good one. This one is someone's little craft project, a little acrylic button. Not sure what they were attempting to attach it to, but that's got some little twisted wire on the back. And we've got one of the little flip-flop pieces. I find these a lot in pendants. This is, I think, the first time that I've seen one in an earring. Thought I saw some markings on the back, but I think that's just, I'm not quite sure what that is. But it's cute coloring. We'll see if we can't find a matching earring. And then this is costume jewelry, definitely cheap costume jewelry. The dye on them, in fact, is no more. They are just some molded plastic beads. Another single earring here. This one made a little cherry out of some glass beads. That's cute. We've got that hoop earring that was tangled in one of the pieces. This is another piece of costume jewelry. Seems to be in fairly good shape. It isn't my favorite style, but could be for someone to put a pendant on and use, so I'll put that in my yard sale pile. This seems like, okay, I think this used to be a headband. So I think this other piece used to attach here, and this elastic piece would go over your head, and you could wear this as sort of a head decorative piece, so almost like a headband, but with some decorative pieces. I would imagine that that would not be the most comfortable thing. I think my hair would get tangled in these little tiny links, but maybe that's just me. This does seem to have seen definite better days. This is most likely going into the garbage, at least this elastic part. And then maybe this, they're pretty worn, but I could take them off and put them into a crafting pile. Then we've got this costume piece. This looks familiar. This is by NY, and this is a cat's eye piece. I do believe that that is a man-made cat's eye and definitely a silver tone piece. So not highest of value, and definitely seen better days. It's a bit rough. This is part of a broken, my guess is, bracelet. And then a costume piece here with some acrylic and shell beads and some what feels like it could be either very cheap chain or almost like that plastic chain that you find. I can't really tell. But that can go in either the craft pile or the yard sale pile. And then this is some little crafting bells on some stretch cord, so not really any value there, but could put that in the crafting pile. And it's time to see what else we've got in here. Oh, I see a matching pair to our mystery earring already. So still only see, let's see. This one also has the little LE or L5 on it, but no other clear markers of what it is, but we've got a matching pair now. Let's see if this one comes across or comes apart any easier. Not really. Okay, well, we'll just set them together then. Alright, so we've got a costume pendant here. A costume ring. Oh yeah, definitely a costume ring. This is not even rhinestones. It is glued on glitter. That'll go in the yard sale pile. And here's that necklace that I bought this for. And this was that mother of pearl, coral, and jade necklace. In good shape. Definitely still wearable. And definitely worth the bag. So that'll go in the keep pile. Got a little heart pendant here. That can go in the crafting pile. It's missing its little loop there. This is a little pendant. Doesn't feel like silver, but it also doesn't feel cheap necessarily. You can also tell by how the loop is connected, and this one is one piece. So it's at least a nice little pendant. That can go in the resale pile. Another angel, this one in blue. Seems to have all its little rhinestones as well. A little set of earrings from Claire's. A little clip-on earrings. Seems to have all three pairs. Got some little butterflies, unicorns, and daisies. And there's our matching sandal. There you go. Two little sandals, so we've got one matching pair of earrings, again, or I should say another matching pair of earrings to add. Little hair clip. I think these probably come from either eBay or Wish. Not very expensive, probably $1 a piece, so definitely add that to the yard sale pile. We've got this as a necklace piece. Either it's missing a bunch of stuff or it's made to make something out of. These are pieces for crafting. Offhand, I can't remember what pieces they would go to. We've got some costume bracelets there. And a big chain, brightly colored multi-chain necklace there. And this one, let's see, there we go, is another piece of costume jewelry. This does have some nicer costume pieces. It's made to look like stone and crystal. And it's got a little C on its tag. Not sure what that stands for. And let's see what else we've got. Oh, we do have one little straggling bead behind here. That's just a large seed bead. Alright, so this is actually a bunch of these, which I think are possibly bracelets or chokers, depending, and they are in a bunch of different colors on a ribbon. Those will probably go in the crafters or resale pile. Here's another one of the old pieces. This one looks like it's got some griffins or lions on it. That one is interesting. It has multiple loops on the back. That's neat. And let's see. Oh, look at this one. This could be good. And I did not see this at all. This says bliss. But what I'm seeing, well, besides a bunch of tangled hair in this piece, is some freshwater pearls, these burgundy freshwater pearls, and garnets. So this is a rather nice handmade piece. And let's see what that clasp is. I don't see any markings offhand. My guess is it's a piece of rescued costume jewelry that they used, but you've got garnet and pearl, so not bad. Another piece of costume jewelry. And another pair of matching earrings. These ones could be sterling. Cute little guys. Another single earring. Very tangled with this ball chain here. Ah. There we go. This just seems to be a costume jewelry. We'll see if we can't find the mate, which I don't see here, so we might be out of luck with that. A little baggie. This is a matching set, necklace and earrings. That can go in the resale pile. Got a couple of little random pieces here. Costume stretch bracelet out of probably beads from like Michael's. Another little cat's eye piece. Not exactly quality, definitely more of a costume, low-end costume piece. And this one does have something on the back. This is a little pearl clip-on screwback earring. I think it says Marvella. That could be a potential nice piece of costume jewelry. And this is another ring. This one actually could be a wearable ring. Just a little costume-like stacking ring. Another one of those stretch bracelets made out of gold tone and rose gold tone beads. You've got some ball chain attached to an earring. Interesting. This earring is actually kind of nice. I like this design. It's probably just an inexpensive piece of older costume jewelry, but it's nicely detailed. I like that. And then this ball chain appears to be modern ball chains that are a bit tangled, but definitely usable for reselling. That way people have a way of wearing pendants that they buy. Got a modern, probably handmade earring. This is just a part of an older glued on bead necklace. So these are actually attached to the thread. So this will go in the crafter's pile. Another little white ribbon pin. Another older piece, a little clip-on earring. And another modern costume piece. These are sort of like faux opal pieces, so very pretty, but definitely costume. This is another, I don't know, maybe 80s piece. It's probably seen better days. A lot of the gold plating has come off. This one actually looks to be fairly nice. Look at that. It's a little leaf pendant with a little rhinestone down there. I don't see any markings, so I'm not sure who made it, but that's a fairly nice quality piece of costume jewelry. And then it did have this little tag on the clasp. And what does that say? Giovanni. The little rose. That's cute. We've got a couple more bangle bracelets. Again, the plating is definitely coming off on those, but could sell those at a yard sale. This one here, another handmade piece with some glass beads. And I believe these little discs here are probably bone or shell. We've got another little single earring with some faux pearls. And winding down to the last couple of pieces, we've got this one, which is handmade with some little seeds and glass beads. And this piece, which is also a costume piece. A little bit on the tangled side, but it does appear to be wearable. And this one appears to be, oh, there we go, another C. So same brand as one of the other pieces that we found. So I'll be curious to see if I can't find out who made those. But in any case, that's bag number 1. Let me know down below which ones were your favorites. If you saw anything that caught your attention or that you liked, maybe reminded you of your childhood or anything like that, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you in that next one.